Hello, my name is Liza, and today I have a very special video for you. A long time ago, I found this pin on Pinterest, and I knew someday I would be creating a memorial for Heineken. So these are the things that I used. This was his dish, and he really was a good dog. This was his collar that he's had since he was a tiny baby with his with his tags. I used some DollarTree succulents, some of the DollarTree rocks. Originally, my intention was to put this on a shelf, but since it would be too heavy with the rocks, I put some of the plastic packaging that would be tossed in the garbage on the bottom as filler. And then I laid some rocks on top of that. Then I took my DollarTree succulents and I took the clips off the ones that had clips on them, and then I removed the succulents that were in the little planter boxes. I took them out, and don't toss your planter boxes because they are handy for other DIY projects. And then with some hot glue, I just glued the succulents actually right to the plastic packing material. And Heineken was a small dog, so his collar did not actually go around his bowl. So I just, with a broken heart, cut into the collar, and with hot glue, glued it to the rim of the dog bowl. And since it's, that's the back, you won't see it anyway. And this was the completed project. Next, I wanted to make some type of a rainbow bridge picture, so I used the 6 by 8 inch stretch canvas from DollarTree. I found a picture and I just made it the way I wanted it with his name and his picture, and I put it into a program that kind of makes it into a watercolor. And I tried this several times, so I have quite a few of these pictures laying around. And normally when I do my Mod Podging of a picture, I'll just put Mod Podge right onto the canvas rather than onto the paper. And then I just laid my picture frame, my canvas right on top of the back of the picture. And you'll notice it's a little larger because I want to make this a wrapped type canvas piece. Then I took some saran wrap and I used that to smooth out the wrinkles. And then, of course, it's a canvas frame, so it's solid in the back. So I found the DollarTree crayons actually is the perfect size for this particular frame. So I was able to smooth it out some more. Then I cut into the corners, on all 4 corners at an angle. And then on the 2 short ends, I just made the edges straight. And this way I can add some Mod Podge to the sides. I did the side with the point first on all 4 sides and edges, and then I just took the remaining straight edge and Mod Podged it to the side so that it had a nice finished look. Now, of course, there's no Mod Podge on the sides, so I added another layer of Mod Podge to the top and to the sides, and with saran wrap, I once again smoothed it out. Once it was dry, there was just a little bit of a overhang that went all the way around, so I just used a sanding sponge and I sanded it off so I had a nice smooth edge. As you can see, it's really not very much, so that's why the sanding block is a really helpful thing to use. And this is my completed project. And this is how I ended up using it in my family room. I had made this dog paw wreath a long time ago, and his H was in the craft room, and my sister gave me that lovely print. So like I said, I had an extra print laying around, so I decided to make another picture, and this time I used one of the wooden DollarTree puzzles that my granddaughters outgrew, and I tossed the puzzle pieces away. This time it's not going to be wrapped, so I'm going to paint the edges. That's why I have some purple paint. This is the side that I'm going to be Mod Podging the picture onto, and I wasn't sure if that black writing would show through once that was done. So with a sanding sponge, I just kind of sanded it down to make it much lighter, because I didn't want to paint it first. That's just an extra step that's just not necessary. And then I took an old cereal box, my favorite craft item, and I laid it on top, traced it out, cut it out, and that will be used as my backing. I painted the edges of the puzzle purple because originally this was going to hang in my craft room. And then I had my picture. See, Heineken is not cartooned there. And then I put Mod Podge on the wooden board, and you can see I have some bubbles, but that's okay because once again I added some cling wrap and I just squeezed out with my fingers through the saran wrap all the air bubbles. Once that was dry, I took some glue and I added it to the wrong side of the board, and I placed my cereal box on top, and that finishes off the back of the puzzle. And I used my fancy clips to hold it in place while it was drying, and I put something heavy on top so all the glue would adhere. These were the last two pull tabs from dog food, and I thought it'd be nice to use one as a hanger for the back of the picture, since I thought I was going to be hanging this up, and I just attached that with some hot glue. And this was my completed project. My next project is more of a Cricut project, but I did use a DollarTree shadow box. I used some acetone, and I removed the writing because I wanted it to be a shadow box. Designer who creates all sorts of mandalas and 3D objects, and I'll link her website below if you're interested. And I cut out the wings, and then also out of paper, and then the writing on the top is just vinyl. Next, I used one of these shadow boxes from the Dollar Tree, and since I'll be hanging something from it, I have some of the removable hooks from the Dollar Tree. I took the back off the shadow box and I removed all the stars. I'm going to be saving them to use in other projects. And then I just put my little command hook at the top of the shadow box. I found an image that I wanted to use, and I created the image to have it look like he was actually in heaven. And now I'm going to cry. When we took him to the vet to have him put to sleep, they had done a footprint for us. So I thought it would be perfect to put in the shadow box. And I had this nice little dog tag that I had gotten from my pocket letter friend. Remember back in the day when we used to do pocket letters? And I thought it would be ideal to hang from the little hook. And I took his other collar and I just added that as a help with the memorial. And this is how I have it on my dresser in my bedroom. I hope you enjoyed my project. I enjoyed making it. Please give my video a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and as always, if you aren't already subscribing, please consider doing so. I'll be back again soon with another project. Thanks for watching. Take care.